Let's talk about it.
Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Cosmic, and I want to welcome you to my channel, Opinion Stated, where I give unfiltered, opinionated sports takes. Let's go.
Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Cosmic. I want to welcome you back to my channel, Opinion Stated, and I've got such a phenomenal episode planned for you today. If you've already seen the thumbnail, you watched that intro, you know exactly what direction we're headed into. I'm talking about an action-packed show and a show full of so many different elements. Trust me, this is going to be one of the best episodes that I've ever produced, I assure you. But before I dive deeply into this content, do me a huge favor, like the video if you haven't done so already. Liking the video helps us cruise along algorithm avenue, helps us get into the presence of individuals just like yourself who might be interested in this kind of content. Also, subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel, clicking that notification bell helps you to be notified as to when my newest episodes are uploaded. Go along through the game plan. On NBC, we got a chance to get the second installment of the MJ and his insights to excellent last night. Man, I'm telling you. First of all, I'm loving how the graphic that they worked out, you know what I'm saying, for MJ or worked up for this segment, just has the at the bottom of the the peak or valley of the MJ, in the center of it, you got the Roman numeral 6 to signify the 6 championships or 6 finals MVPs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's super dope. I really love that creativity. But anyway, I was interested in seeing or hearing what MJ would be, insightfully sharing with us and pontificating on this week. Like, I know a lot of you were, bro. So I want to get into the exact footage from that. NBC owns this footage. I do not own it. I am hoping, NBC, I'm praying the little fat baby Jesus in the manger that you won't flag my content, man, because of the use of this footage. But it is what it is. Again, I don't own it, man. So I just want you guys to hear, and then I'm going to give my opinion based on what I hear afterwards. Just pay very close attention if you haven't heard this already.
The term load management has become such a hot button in the NBA.
I know you were going to talk about that one.
Because you played 80 games a lot. You played 82. What do you think of when you hear the term load management thrown around?
It shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket.
You really cared about the guy who sat in the top deck at the Palace in Auburn Hills to watch you when you came to Detroit?
Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me and I want to shut him up. He's calling me all kinds of names. I definitely want to shut him up.
Right.
You have a duty that if they're wanting to see you, and as an entertainer, I want to show. Right? So if the guys are coming to watch me play, I don't want to miss that opportunity. Now, physically, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. But physically, if I can do it, and I just don't feel like doing it, that's a whole different lens.
So give me the first time that you came to that fork in the road in your career where you could have sat down and missed a game, but you fought through.
Third game of the season, started my career.
Okay.
I twisted my ankle, and I had a teammate, David Greenwood. He says, you twist your ankle, young fella. Come over and sit with me. This is you need to. I said, no, man. I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play. I want to win. I want to make an impact. And I twisted my ankle. I taped it up, and I went back out and I played. And I felt that. I always felt that. I always felt the necessary need that I could never leave my comrades out if I could perform. Right? Even if I couldn't. Utah, a great example. Everybody said the flu game. It's game 5, which is a very pivotal game. I was going to find a way to get out there, even if I was a decoy. Well, once I got out there, you never know how, pushing yourself, you never know what happens, right?
So that night you got out there and you found you could do more than you thought you were going to be able to.
Next thing you know, the emotions, the situation, the need of the team, all those things catapulted me to, I'm going to gut this thing out. Back to your point of what load management is, you play basketball 2.5 hours a day, 3 hours a day, right? That's your job. That's what you get paid to do as an NBA player. What are you doing the other 21 hours? I mean, to me, that's when you should be preparing for your next day of work or your next, challenge. Now, I'm the worst. Maybe I'm not one of the guys that you would probably model that, or
I was going to say, did you do that every time?
But you should think about that in retrospect of what load management really is. I always felt like one is a sense of pride for the fans that are paying. Right. Two is a sense of making sure that I stay sharp. I'm not going to lose it. And three, I want our rhythm as a team to always be there. It could disrupt that synergy that's happening.
And so, yeah, man, that's that's that installment, right? As Mike is this week talking to us about load management. Now, unless you live under a rock, you haven't heard the staunch criticism thrown out there about load management, what it's done to the game. I've seen data, stats, and statistics that show that there were, or how the numbers trended from 50, 60 players out of 400, playing all 82 games down to around 10, 11 in the last 10 years, which is crazy. It's like, yo, that's insane. You know what I mean? So, when you have an 80% drop off, over the decades, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. The numbers don't lie. The great philosopher Jay-Z said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. You know what I mean? So conversely, as the number of players have decreased in terms of those who play all 82, likewise, viewership has gone down and support for the sport itself has gone down some. And so, again, I don't have to rehash all those things. I just wanted to bring them up really quickly. And before I get into what I feel like I do want to say regarding, Mike in these insights or his perspective on load management, I want to share that, first of all, kudos to NBC for having Michael Jordan be a part of basketball again to some degree, right? From a mainstream perspective. As I was, observing, listening, like indulging on that portion of last night's program, it's, kind of just brought to mind all of the interviews that I've consumed that Michael Jordan's been a part of over the years, right? I'm 48 years old at present. And so I got a chance to really, see and enjoy Michael Jordan playing the game. And, quite frankly, as I was watching that last night, I'm just thinking like, man, this dude is fascinating, bro. His greatness I can appreciate. So it brought me into a space of really, more gratitude than anything else. You know what I mean? Not glazing Jordan in any way. Like, I often talk jokingly and seriously about the glaze parade for LeBron just needing to, pause, chill, relax. You guys are just dangling, you know what I mean, from this dude's testes. It's like, chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, Jordan is a very fascinating, player. He's long been fascinating to just understand his wisdom, his insights, you know what I mean, and his philosophies, and to figure out those. And they've stayed consistent. I can attest that they've stayed consistent over the years. And so it's just beautiful to be able to still get that present day. So I definitely, I'm in a space of gratitude that I got a chance to not only witness him play, but I'm getting a chance to also witness his greatness years after having retired, and still understand, man, that he's, in his attempt to impart that wisdom. Hopefully it's not being received as like, oh, you're just the old heads trying to get the 90s back, and you're trying to live in this stuff and trying to, the game has evolved. You're trying to make this generation like be that generation. And it's like, to a degree, yeah, but nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, basketball is basketball. We do want to see the game played at a high level. We do want to see you passionate and dedicated to the sport as well. We can't lace them up for you. We're sitting on the couch. So clearly we ain't one of the ones who were drafted to do the thing that you're doing. Respect. But when you were drafted and now are being paid multi-millions to do the thing that you're doing, but you're really not doing it, then really you can't fucking talk. Shut the fuck up. Get out there and play basketball, bro. That's it. I'm just leaving it at that. But I do want to use myself as an example as I talk about load management. I can remember when I was playing in high school, bro, I once going up for a rebound, severely sprained my ankle coming down, stepping on somebody's foot, my right ankle. I get up and get the help to the sideline. I get, the trainer, shout out to Terry. Terry asked me, he said, can you put pressure on it? Put it down. And I put my ankle down. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because I heard the thing pop, it snapped. I was experiencing some pain in my ankle I had never experienced. And I rolled my ankle several times as a player. The shoes just weren't that good when we were growing up. You know what I'm saying? Technology has changed a whole bunch, man. But the shoes, for as great as they got above like Chuck Taylors and all that stuff, there's levels to this. We were the next level up from, you know what I mean, like those kinds of shoes. But, you know what I mean, like the shoes still just were. So I blame it on the shoes. Well, I blame it on the shoes. However, I got taped up, and then I went back into the game. Going up for another rebound or a layup or something, I come down on somebody else's foot on my left ankle and roll my left ankle also. Same process. Back to Terry's, training room. Get my left ankle taped back into the game. If it's in you to play passionately and to play the game, man, it's in you to do so. If it ain't, nobody can give it to you. Not MJ, not me, not your coach. If it's not in you, Paul, it's not in you, bro. This is what it is. Secondarily, using myself as an example, off the internet, in reality, like in the real world, I produce a live music event, a live art, event for poets, rappers, singers, etc. here in Phoenix, Arizona, called Poetic Soul. Shameless plug. If you're ever in Arizona on a Wednesday night, you got to come out and rock with us. You know what I'm saying? But there are things that just have to happen and have had to happen in the almost 10 years that I've been producing this show. Right? There are things that have to happen every single week. I had double hernia surgery, and I got an explicit instruction from doctors not to be lifting anything over my head. Don't be lifting anything over my waist, really. No, nothing over 20 pounds, 10 pounds, 5 pounds. I can't remember the weight. Because at the end of the day, I understand that it's a burning passion inside of me that's going to make me push myself to do whatever needs to be done regardless. Is it smart? No, maybe not. You know what I mean? But again, that drive is it's just in me to do. I got shot 2 years ago. Yo, literally, I got shot right under my collarbone, exited my back, maybe that far from my spine. A week later, after being released from the hospital, I get home, my lung collapsed. I got to go back to the hospital, surgery again under my arm. My arm was okay. I could move the arm, but my hand was completely paralyzed. This hand, I couldn't bend it. I couldn't do anything with it, bro. By the grace of God, it's slowly but surely coming back. I should have just allowed my body to heal, but I couldn't. I can't. There's a passion inside me that just says, I'm not going to stop. And so 3 weeks later, I was right back on stage doing my thing out here, running my business. It's in you to do it. You're just going to do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to use it myself. I just wanted to say, bro, if it's in you to be passionate about a thing, passion can't be taught. You either have it or you don't have it. And so I am going to leave it right there, man. That has been the basis of this episode. I don't know what your thoughts are or your opinions are, but I do invite you to share them in the comment section. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? Let's argue a little. Let's agree. Let's disagree. It's okay. Either way, it's not going to make or break anybody's world if we have alternate views, but maybe your perspective might help to shed some light on where I might be a bit closed-minded in my opinions. And I'm here for that too. Like the video if you haven't done so already. Also subscribe to the channel. Absolutely look forward to catching you guys in the next episode. Cannot wait. Take care of yourselves. Until then, blessings.